Divinity Original Sin 2 is a massive game with a ton of mysteries. Here are 11 insights you might just not know about. Bedrolls can be found all over the ship and the rest of Act 1, and they can be used infinitely to completely heal your entire party when out of combat. When in a multiplayer game, each player will need a bedroll, but it's still much better than standing around or constantly casting regeneration. It's free and fast. What more could you ask for? Thievery is a great way to get rich. Whether you're stealing off a shelf or from a pocket, you're sure to make a profit. But before you attempt to steal from someone, consider your skill level. You can only pickpocket someone once ever, so make sure your thievery skill level is high enough to make it worth your while. At the beginning of Act 2, you'll find yourself aboard the ship Lady Vengeance. There's a special mirror below deck that allows you to entirely rebuild your whole party from the ground up as many times as you want. Since you can fast travel here, feel free to experiment as much as you want. Speaking of fast travel, remember you can use waypoints literally whenever you want to. Either click the anchor icon on your minimap or access the waypoint list from the main menu. From there, you'll see a list of every waypoint shrine you've unlocked, which you can choose to fast travel to. It's barely touched upon, but some races have hidden talents. Lizards can dig holes without using a shovel, and undead can pick locks without lockpicks because of their bony fingers. Elves can eat corpses to access memories of the dead, and chowing down on body parts sometimes grants new skills. For example, eating a piece of the very first dead body you encounter will grant your elf the adrenaline skill. When the spell Bless is used to bless a character, it increases resistances, accuracy, and dodging, but it has plenty of secret benefits too. With it, you can remove curses from objects, cleanse hellfire, and turn normal water into blessed healing ponds. Chicken Claw is a polymorph skill that turns your enemies into useless chickens that can't do anything for several rounds of combat. It's a true delight. Even better, Chicken Claw works on a lot of bosses who are immune or resistant to other status effects. Embrace the chicken. If your strength is high enough, you can pick up and carry barrels, allowing you to set up elaborate explosive traps in areas that weren't designed for them. Stealthily place oil or poison barrels next to enemies, lure them to set the trap, then detonate the deadly drums with a fire spell. If done correctly, each barrel will inflict explosion damage plus damage over time. Even just a single exploding barrel can swing the tides of a fight. Though mentioned fairly early on, the effects of combining different elements are never truly highlighted. Combining fire and poison causes massive explosions that sets targets on fire and poisons them. Fire and water create a cloud of steam and smoke, causing ranged attacks to always miss. Water and lightning makes the water electrified, stunning and shocking anyone in the water, and Bless in water creates blessed water, which heals anyone living that stands in it. You may have noticed that some vendors sell new items when you revisit them. That's because when you level up, vendors restock their wares. Though not all vendors will acquire brand new items with each level up, it's still worth checking back. One of the easiest things to overlook in Divinity Original Sin 2 is the value of items. It isn't always obvious what is worth selling, keeping, or passing by, but we suggest you take everything as long as they don't over-encumber you. All sorts of knickknacks can be sold for a few coins, or better yet, gifted to merchants to earn their favor and save you gold in the long run. And don't forget, food can be cooked into various meals that buff stats and heal you in combat. Even the most innocuous items are actually incredibly useful crafting materials, like nails, which can be used with a hammer to make lockpicks. And sometimes that ordinary cutlery lying around isn't just normal silverware. Sometimes you'll come across a jewel-plated spoon that sells for 1,000 gold. Leave no items behind. For more on Divinity Original Sin 2, definitely check out our review. And for everything else, stick with IGN.